Animation can and does make some of the greatest pieces of fiction out there. They're filled with life and personality and allows you to get attached to the characters in a way you never have before. And so the film industry saw this hurricane of greatness and said, nah. Well, what if we just took all of that and took a big shit on it? Live action movie remakes, ladies and gentlemen, they never work. And yes, I truly mean they never ever work, because even if the ones the public deems are acceptable, they are never as good as the source material. I truly mean that. Has there ever been a live action remake that has surpassed the original? No. I think not. Now, in saying that, there are definitely some that are worse than the others. And those bottom of the barrel movies are the ones we will talk about today. The worst live action movies. Anime movies, Disney movies, video game movies, all of them.
No thanks, bro.
It makes you wonder how you can turn something so great into this.
My name is Ang. And I'm the Avatar.
Y'all already know the deal.
Subscribe, please.
How's it run around without feet?
I'm not the chicken, Maurice. Why are you asking me all this question?
The classic recent live action Disney stinker, ladies and gentlemen. I think we all knew this one was coming. Snow White begins with some narration that leads us to the first of many musical sing-alongs that we will have to sit through during our journey. Then Snow White's mom dies and the dad makes haste to replace her with... Oh no. No, please. But please don't say it. She gaslights the king to fight a war that doesn't exist so she could take over and basically start robbing people. She cuts off Snow White's hair, the village breaks into another song, and this dude right here is stealing food right in front of Snow White. She tells him to put it back, but homie tells her to go fuck off. She tries to negotiate, but homie doesn't even realize that he's talking to the princess right now. So he starts flaming Snow White indirectly as Snow White communes with the animals, and even these dudes know that the queen ain't sharing shit with nobody. But still, Snow White has to try. So she confronts the queen, trying to convince Wonder Woman to help out the people in the streets. So the queen starts flexing on Snow White. They get interrupted as one of the guards have apprehended that same bandit from earlier. He gets banished to the dungeon. This causes Snow White to have a slip of the tongue, which doesn't smooth out too well for the bandit, because instead of the dungeon, the queen decides to strip my boy booty butt naked and let him freeze to death outside. Gah, that's fucked up. Kal-El No mocks Snow White some more, and now we are singing to ourselves. This one drags on for some time, leading us right into Snow White giving my brethren some bread.
Because bread tastes better than key.
This mirror just told the queen that there is a new fair lady in town, and the town is not big enough for the both of them. And this new lady will take her spot. She immediately knows which girl the mirror dude was talking about and sends this dude to go old yeller Snow White in the woods and cut her heart out. We cut to both of them in the woods picking apples when he pulls out the dagger on him like he's from the UK. But he just can't do it and tells Mrs. Snow White to run far away into the woods and never return. And reluctantly, she goes. Snow White runs through this evil ass forest, getting belt to booty by every living creature in there. Birds, plants, this big ass giant tree, and oh my goodness, they are not playing around here. Snow White falls through the ground, eventually ending up in this blissful ass place with deers and rabbits and turtles, and they lead her to this crib where she just busts in and starts sleeping in a random bed. These beds obviously belong to these fellas, and they square up with her and demand to know who she is. Grumpy over here is not a fan of Snow White's stupid ass, but he gets outvoted by his peers. In the meantime, the queen has been informed of the huntsman's betrayal and hits an eyebrow raise mid-movie. She starts singing right in front of my man's face, and in this little shebang, she basically orders everyone to go hunt Snow White down. This leads us back to the forest, where my guy Dopey is getting clowned on by the whole house, and Snow White gives him a pep talk and teaches Bro Chachino how to whistle. This gets interrupted by Snow White getting saved by the bandit dude as they evade the queen's men. And the bandit guy introduces Snow White to the rest of his crew. This is when they get spotted by the royal guards and the bandits distract them as Snow White gets away. But not before Captain John gets shot. This leads us to the doc, who airs out Snow White's secrets for all to hear.
I would do anything for Snow White's special friend.
John Boy gets captured, the queen turns into an old lady, and Snow White receives a poison apple. And why are we taking apples from this creepy ass lady? Snow White is fucking up. But just before Snow White gets put to sleep, the queen gloats in the fact that she murked her father. Everyone mourns Snow White, the kingdom is in ruin, and Johnny Boy and the huntsmen break out. Snow White was asleep for maybe like 12 minutes before John wakes her back up with true love's kiss. They keep on smooching, and as a team, they decide to storm the castle. Snow White pulls up looking like Red Riding Hood, and the citizens gather behind her. Snow White convinces the people to turn on the queen, the mirror explodes, and Kal-El No disappears. This movie was just not that good. I mean, you guys knew this shit was coming. There was a 0% chance that I wasn't going to mention the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender in 2010. This movie is a disgrace. We get the classic Atla intro that leads us right into Timu, Katara, and Sokka. Together they walk across the ice until they spot an iceberg. Timu Katara cracks it open and who is this? This is not my goat. We are back at the Water Tribe where off-brand Aang tells Timu Katara how he got in the ice. This combo gets interrupted by the Fire Nation, and do not tell me that that is Zuko.
I am Prince Zuko.
Y'all calling that little ass bruise a scar? This is about to piss me off. Off-brand Aang walks out and gives himself up for the sake of the village, and now we are on Zuko's ship, where Iroh, or this movie likes to call him,
My name is Iroh.
has off-brand Aang taking a little test, where each of the elements react to his presence, which is like not how that works, but let's keep going. Zuko tries to seize him, but Aang makes his masterful escape, where the Timu team is waiting for him with Appa. We are 20 minutes in, and I'm pissed off, ladies and gentlemen. Aang realizes that all his friends are dead, and he's been in the ice for 100 years. He pops his ult, and now he's talking to Roku's dragon. And do not tell me that this is Admiral Zhao. Now, Sokka from New Jersey is asking Aang if he is indeed the Avatar, but before he can answer, an Earthbender asks them for help while running from the Fire Nation. Katara ices out Sokka, and now they're all under arrest, where I can confidently say, the worst movie scene to ever appear on screen plays out. What the fuck is going on? That little ass rock for all of this shit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Earthbenders for that? Everybody who worked on this movie gets an F. Timu Sokka kicks a firebender in his family jewels, and the team is gifted a waterbending scroll. We get a montage of the team going from town to town saving them from the Fire Nation. Then they say off-brand Aang is struggling with waterbending. Did they never watch the original show? Zhao tells the Fire Lord, or at least I think that's the Fire Lord, that he found where the ocean and moon spirits are located. We see what happens between the Fire Lord and Zuko, and off-brand Aang gets baited into being captured by... Is that another Airbender? I don't know. He gets told to go talk to Roku, and now the blue spirit is saving him. General Rat goes to tell on Zuko with zero proof, and now my boy Zuko almost gets exploded. Now we are at the Northern Water Tribe, and more or less without everything that makes it good, Aang and Katara get a teacher, Sokka backbends the moon, Zhao murks this shit, Yue gives her life back to the moon spirit, and Aang never even merges with the ocean spirit and just bends the entire ocean, base Aang no avatar state. I mean this with all seriousness. A big, giant, super F for this movie. You know what? It doesn't even deserve that. This movie deserves a Z. I think Dragon Ball Evolution was another lock for this video. Even 6-year-old me knew this shit was hot cross buns. We start off with some narration about the end of the world. This leads us to some random dude named Goku because I know that's not my goat. But regardless, he's doing some training and telling his grandfather that he has no friends and exactly 0 women, and gets gifted a Dragon Ball. Now this dude is riding his bike to school where a very serious felony stumbles upon him. This is not bullying, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a crime. Oh my god, who is this? Mai is sliming people out for Dragon Balls, and now we are in class where Goku is dead staring at this woman named Chi-Chi and starts a maladaptive daydreaming until he is rudely interrupted by his teacher, where of course he makes a fool out of himself. Then Goku blows up some lockers, but not to worry because Chi-Chi already knows what ki is. So now we're at a party where we get a glimpse of a watchable Dragon Ball Evolution. Grandpa Gohan almost gets put 6 feet under, but Goku arrives just in time to be told to find Master Roshi and find all 7 Dragon Balls before the eclipse. Grandpa Gohan dies, and now Bulma is here, and they team up to find the 7 Dragon Balls, which leads them to Master Roshi, where they are gifted another Dragon Ball. Bulma, Roshi, and Goku head off to a not-so-secret place to train. Chi-Chi is already there and it's basically just a land full of fighters, but Bulma gets wind of another Dragon Ball, so off they go. They fall into a Yamcha trap where Roshi tells us once again the story of Lord Piccolo for no bullshit like the 7th time in this movie. Eventually they escape the hole as Lord Piccolo is doing Lord Piccolo things. As the gang gets jumped by Piccolo's underlings, Mai tries to yoink the Dragon Ball off of Goku, but he gets a power-up mid-battle and starts putting belt to ass. This is when Goku tells Roshi that he will die to someone named Uzaru, which does not make sense, but whatever. Chi-Chi and Mai are now fighting in a tournament. Mai scratches Chi-Chi and then eliminates herself. Roshi is teaching up, and Chi-Chi and Goku are now randomly making out, but Chi-Chi then steals all of the Dragon Balls right from under Goku's nose. And what? Goku is dead? No, obviously it was Mai in disguise, and Roshi uses a to jumpstart Goku's heart. Piccolo is ready to use all of the Dragon Balls, but Goku dumbass ain't about to let that happen and goes full Uzaru transformation mode. Yamcha gets rolled first, Roshi gets rolled next, but Goku finally gets control, ending Piccolo's reign of terror. Goku uses the 7 Dragon Balls to wish for Roshi to come back, and Chi-Chi and Goku try to get me demonetized again, and that's it. No wonder this shit has a 0.9 rating on Letterboxd.
You were my only friend.
Now let me be very clear. Usually, I don't think Mortal Kombat movies are as bad as the others on this list. 1995, that's a classic, and even 2021, while a little corny, was good enough for us to get a sequel this year. But I'm not here to play favorites, ladies and gentlemen. This is the worst. And Mortal Kombat Annihilation in 1997, oh my goodness gracious. This one's up there, y'all. We do start off with this banger of a song as Raiden narrates in the background as we see Liu Kang and the others defeating Shang Tsung and saving Earthrealm for another generation. But as you might know, Big Boss Shao Kahn said fuck all that and declared another Mortal Kombat tourney with his goon squad, where we get what might be the greatest line delivery in cinema history.
Too bad you will die.
Raiden and Shao Kahn get into a game of chicken with the lives of the Outworlders and the Earthrealmers, and it's a game which Raiden loses. Johnny Cage insta-dies, Shao Kahn fucks off, and now the gang is trying to brainstorm what to do next. Sonya and Raiden go to find Jax together as Katana and Liu Kang go to find Nightwolf together. Bald Shao Kahn keeps front flipping every time he's on screen like he's Leon Kennedy as Liu Kang and Katana get interrupted by cyber smoke where a fight breaks out. They get bailed out by a flying Sub-Zero, and it's not even the ultimate rage baiter Bihan,
To hell with your clan.
but his little brother Kuai Lang. This is when Scorpion pulls up for the only time in this movie, and y'all already know it's on site no matter what generation. Liu Kang is able to save Sub-Zero as Scorpion kidnaps Katana. Meanwhile, Raiden and Sonya will really put it on ya are able to find Jax, where Cyrax catches them and a pretty cool fight breaks out. Maybe the only decent part of this movie, ending with Cyrax getting blown up. Bald Khan makes Sindel his general. Liu Kang meets up with Nightwolf, where we get another masterclass line read.
Pretty cool, huh? It's my animality.
Why do Mortal Kombat movies always do this? Even 2021 had some dumb shit like this.
Flawless victory.
Liu Kang almost becomes a dragon and meets up with Jade, and they try to get me demonetized again. Jade doesn't take this rejection lightly, and a fight breaks out. Liu Kang passes her test, and why is Shao Kahn never wearing his mask? Why is he like 5'2"? He mocks Katana, and now Sonya and Jax run into Melina, where Sonya opens a can of whoop ass on her, and Jax fights a CGI monster. Raiden calls a meeting with the Elder Gods and demands answers on why the gates have been reopened. They ask him if he would sacrifice his immortality for the Earthrealmers, as Sonya, Jax, Liu Kang, and Jade all meet up. Raiden shows up, and why does every person in this movie keep front flipping? And what is that haircut? Who is this? Raiden and Sindel fight, Liu Kang goes to rescue Katana, and please tell me this isn't Baraka. Off-brand Baraka and Liu Kang fight, ending with Katana finally getting saved. And as these two escape, they are able to trap Shiva in one of the cells. But wait, Sindel is alive, and Jade is a traitor? I mean, she says it right here.
You fools. You've been tricked.
Oh my goodness. Raiden reveals that he is only mortal now and that Shao Kahn is actually his brother. Meanwhile, Jade gets off by Shao Kahn and the gang gets their footing back, and now we're at the final battle. As the Outworld gang is lows hitting that shit, what has this movie's Ermac done besides Aura Farm? The Earthrealmers and the Outworlders are having a staring contest on this random rubble building, and somehow Raiden and this random, who I forgot the name of, pull up right in front of Shao Kahn without anyone noticing. We get another classic corny line from my GOAT.
They are my family.
Cut the shit the fuck off.
And the final battle is here. At least I think it's here, because Raiden immediately gets killed by Shao Kahn and no one does anything to support him. Raiden dies and passes the torch to Liu Kang to fight for Earthrealm. Jax matches up with Montaro, Katana matches up with her mother, and Sonya matches up against Ermac, who does 2 front flips for absolutely no reason. Liu Kang squares up against Shao Kahn, and the match goes as well as you probably would expect, with each Earthrealmer getting the upper hand. Somehow Jax has his normal arms back, but whatever. Sonya kills Ermac with her thighs, Katana allows Sindel to live in order to see the end of Shao Kahn's reign, and finally Liu Kang and Shao Kahn each respectively turn into their own CGI monster, and just as this dude is about to third-party Liu Kang's victory, the Elder Gods pull up and declare Mortal Kombat, which of course Liu Kang remains victorious. Shao Kahn and his team are banished back to Outworld, Raiden gets resurrected by the Elder Gods, and he gets granted his Elder God status, ending this 2-hour fart with everything right in Earthrealm. FNAF is very special to a lot of people, and Five Nights at Freddy's 1, well, it wasn't that good, but it definitely wasn't as bad as FNAF 2, and I don't think I'm allowed to let 2 duds slide through, so we start out at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where this girl sees another child being lured by Spring Bonnie. And will someone tell me why no one is listening to this child in distress? Anyways, this brave soldier decides to go take matters into her own hands, and well, it doesn't work out. Fast forward, and now we are with Mike and Abby. He got a new job and Abby is going to school, and everything seems to be all right. Mike and Vanessa are out on a little dinner date as Abby is feeling a little nostalgic with all the very traumatizing things that happened back in the first movie. This is when we meet Lisa and her gang of Ghost Adventures investigators.
Can you tell me your name? It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
Where they get jump scared by this dude who has a top 3 worst haircuts, maybe of all time. They get a deep inside scoop of the marionette incident as they tour around the pizzeria. This dude falls into the water and makes a very good point that everyone should be asking themselves.
Kid want to come here.
As we continue, Lisa gets greeted by the marionette, this dude gets yoinked, and Waterboy gets pulled down under. And is there a reason why Brochachino was still in the water? Why was he just swimming around in there? Get out of there! Vanessa starts having some hallucinations about Springtrap while she's working out, ultimately upping the cannon on this guy. These hallucinations do not let up as William Afton is walking around the crib. He's teleporting. Vanessa has had enough and starts blasting away at her demons as Abby is tossing and turning in bed. She obviously did not learn her lessons from the evil demon spirit childs in the first movie, because once again she snuck out to go meet up with the new and improved toy animatronics. All by her lonesome, I might add. Next morning, Vanessa takes a trip down to Mike's house where Abby tells her about the new playhouse, and Mike shuts down Vanessa, even though I feel like at this point, nothing should really be off the table for them. And question. Why don't these daft motherfuckers just get out of town? You know, move somewhere else? Anyways, at night, Vanessa does some digging of her own, and we are greeted with what is probably one of the worst jump scares that I have ever seen in my entire life.
This movie fucking sucks.
At the science fair, this dumbass breaks Abby's toy Chica, so she rushes back to the pizzeria where Vanessa is being held hostage, and Abby is tricked into unlocking the barriers that keep all the animatronics in. Which doesn't make any sense, I might add, as we get a classic Corey Kenshin cameo, and Mike finds all of the withered animatronics from the first movie. Abby brings Toy Chica to school, one of the teachers oversteps, and you can probably guess what happens to my guy, and Mike finds and frees Vanessa, where she tells him the origins of the marionette. This is when he too falls into the water, and for some reason doesn't immediately get back out. Why are all the people in this movie swimming in this water? The toy animatronics hit the town, the withered gang is woken up, and the toys have gone from party time to murder time. Vanessa deals with Mangle, Mike pulls a fast one over Freddy, Toy Bonnie is getting violent, and Mike decapitates Balloon Boy, as he tries to pull the same old tricks on Foxy, but you all know that don't work. So just before he's about to get hooked, he disconnects the signals, shutting down all of the animatronics. Back at Mike's house, Abby gets possessed, Mike and Vanessa are able to unpossess her, and they prepare to fight the hordes. This is when it's revealed that fuck fucked up haircut guy was behind it all, and he's actually the purple guy's son.
Oh my god.
But in a twist for the ages, the withered animatronics come to the aid of Mike and them, saving everyone from the toys. The evil toy versions are defeated, and where is Mike and Abby going? They're in their house right now. I get that Mike doesn't trust Vanessa anymore, okay? I suppose I can understand that. But where are they going? Shouldn't they be kicking her out? I don't know, fellas, but Vanessa is possessed, and that's all she wrote. Overall, never turn something great into a live action movie because 9.5 times out of 10, it will be butt cheeks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments which live action movies you think are the worst and what else you'd like me to talk about. I'll see you guys in the next video.